and make things happen. You don't just want it; you needed it. You couldn't. You wanted to prove that you were good enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the whole get a job, but only if it's going to teach you shit.
Yep.
And then we've got the side hustle, which hopefully will teach you not to get the job anymore.
Yep.
Now what?
Okay, so in the military, they have something called a scout team. And a scout team is 2 people who go off and scout an opportunity. In entrepreneurship, we call this co-founders. And co-founders are essentially 2 people, and typically we have someone who is what we call the commercial co-founder or the sales and marketing co-founder, and we have the technical co-founder, or you might call them the ops co-founder. So one person says, can we sell it? One person says, can we build it? So what we're looking for at this stage is potentially to find ourselves a co-founder, and we want to say, all right, the 2 of us, and the data suggests that co-founders outperform solo founders. So this is where you get to.
I'm a big fan of working with someone. I mean, I interviewed Nick Jenkins from Moonpig, who said, I don't want to have anybody else as a co-founder. I like to be a sole founder. I personally, all the businesses I've had that are successful is because I had someone else
co-founders.
doing
Yeah,
it.
I've had
they keep me going. They motivate me.
It's more fun.
Yeah, it's more fun, and more fun. Yeah, you have less equity. I think the businesses are bigger because of it. Though.
Yeah, I think you end up. I mean, it is a bit of a red herring because I'd rather 1% of Facebook than 100% of a tiny little agency.
Totally, you're stealing my lines. That's one of my lines. I totally agree. So, sales and marketing front end person, which Steve Jobs type person, and ops Wozniak, guy in the back who's making the product, that's making all his bullshit work, right?
Yep. Yeah. So I've got Score App. Score App is now on the fast growth list. So we're on the fast growth index, one of the 200 fastest growing companies in the UK.
Yeah. We're about to do a big partnership with you guys too. People can buy the book using Score App.
Very
so
good.
Exciting.
Very, very good. So we've got Score App. Score App is Dan and Steve, so the 2 co-founders. I'm the guy who gets out there and sells the Score App stuff. I don't know how it's built. Steve is the CTO technical guy who knows how to build Score App.
Even now, you don't really know how it's built. I have the same thing with Helpbank, by the way. I have an engineer team. Yordi's the head of it, is my ops partner. I have no idea how he built it. He tells me sometimes Magenta or something like that, and I'm like, okay, good.
Ruby on Rails.
As long as it works and it does what we promise, then we're not overselling.
For a long time, I don't even have a login. Right? I definitely don't have a login for anything technical. Right? So I'm not allowed to get in and break anything. But it actually works well for me because I often ask Steve for things that I don't know if it's hard to build or not, and that naivety stops me. That naivety allows me to ask for what I want. And not know whether it's...
Well, that's again, Steve Jobs said, make a phone with one button. I think people want that.
Yeah.
And the engineers were like, oh, God, no, that's a nightmare.
Exactly.
And
often the engineers will keep over-engineering, whereas in many cases I've said to Steve and the dev team, don't build those